Why, hello everybody, it is Kyle here from Unboxed Autos, and today we're going to be looking at the 2021 Kia Seltos. Now, the model that we are looking at right here is the S Turbo model with all-wheel drive. The S is the entry-level trim level within the Turbo lineup. As this vehicle here is $26,740. Now that's base price for, again, the Turbo line with the all-wheel drive. The Seltos actually starts at $21,990. That would be for the LX model, and that comes with a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. Makes about 147 horsepower. Now the S Turbo, which you see here again, comes with a 1.6-liter turbo. Makes 175 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque at just 1,500 RPMs, which is obviously quite impressive. Now, the numbers aren't going to blow you away, obviously. However, this car is more confident and more fun to drive than you would expect for what it is. Now, as you guys can see, it has a pretty bold design. It's very robust looking. And now that's thanks to an impressive 7.2 inches of front ground clearance. If you guys, check this out, you guys can see the front, goes up pretty quickly there. It has a lot of ground clearance. Again, 7.2 inches, which is pretty impressive. It also has this like tiger shark sort of front grille. It's very aggressive styling. It's very chiseled. Looks pretty neat. As you guys can see here, we have some cool design here up in the front. Now, this right here is actually an LED strip. So it's a nice LED daytime running light. So it actually goes all the way and meets right here at the front, as you guys can see, into the Kia logo basically right there. And then the Kia logo is front and center, obviously drops down, as you guys can see right here with some indentations in the hood, kind of where the LED light ends is where it meets in the center. So, a pretty cool looking vehicle for what it is. Now, as you guys can see here on this particular model, we have the upgraded wheels. They look pretty cool. I like the shape and the design. I also appreciate the cool red outline outside of the Kia logo. I think it looks pretty neat. Nice little design touch. Something that's not too expensive to do, but adds some nice styling points. Now these are the 18-inch wheels. There's also 17-inch wheels as well. But again, this vehicle that you're looking at here is essentially the base model. It has practically no options on it, and it comes at at a good price of $26,740. And this is the Mars orange paint color, just in case anybody was wondering. Now, as far as the rear suspension goes, on the all-wheel drive model, it's actually a rear multi-link suspension that will help us as far as handling goes. Now, I'm looking forward to talking more about the handling of this vehicle in a minute. It's actually quite the surprise, quite the nice surprise, as a matter of fact. You can see here we have these different two-toned trim pieces here. So that's a nice touch. And then, as far as the reverse lights go, they're actually tucked right in here, right there. Kia logo, obviously, sees the S model, turbo model there as well. There's also all-wheel drive badging on the side, as I'm sure you guys noticed. Right here we have a unique pattern and design within the rear tail lamps. They're all LED. They look pretty nifty. Again, nice job as far as the exterior lighting goes. Kia did a good job with that. The back seat provides a fair amount of space. I am 5'10". I have this front seat adjusted to where I would sit. And plenty of room. It's good. So as far as what this smaller SUV can offer, it's a nice amount of space. The seats also have this textured design to them within the fabric. Again, nice little touches that help a more standard vehicle stand out. As you can see here too, within the speaker grills, we have some different shapes going on, again, to sort of catch your eye, give you a nice appearance. Door handle right here, obviously. Decent stitching. The plastics don't look too bad. and the trim actually looks pretty good. So that's a nice touch. So again, nice amount of space in the rear, definitely enough for road trips or anything that you would find yourself on. Takes regular gas. There's a lever inside the driver's side door where you pop that open. Now I will say that on this model here we do not have keyless entry. It's also not push to start, however that is available, of course, for not too much more. Just want to draw attention again to the very unique front headlight design. So we have the daytime running light right here, reaches in to the LED beam up here. Then of course these are your headlights right here. And then down here we have your fog lights. But again, I think if you compare this to other vehicles in the class, this one definitely stands out as being a very bold choice as far as styling goes. So that's definitely something cool to keep in mind. Now, they also have two-tone paint options available, where essentially this area up here of the vehicle will obviously be different from this down here, and this separates essentially the two colors. But I mean, look at these nice trim pieces here. We have this nice silver accent line right here. And we have these cool roof rails, nice piano black piece here. I mean, it looks, looks very good. Again, for what it is, it's not, Rolls Royce, of course, but again, in this class, it's very nice. Now let's go ahead and check out the interior. Oh, and this vehicle right here, as far as fuel economy goes, it gets about 25 city, 30 highway. Very respectable. And again, for the amount of power that you get out of this engine, well, it's not a ton. It feels like a lot more than it actually is. And that's also partly thanks in part to the full amount of torque, just under 200 pound-feet, coming in at just 1,500 RPMs. Now, as you guys can see here on the driver's side door panel, again, we have some nice, unique touches as far as design points go. We have some different shapes, again, in the speakers, both in the tweeter up here and the main speaker down here in the door panel. We are greeted with some blue stitching in here. Plastic here, but very soft. It's like a soft rubber. And then it's a little harder up here, but still very soft and comfortable. One gripe with this car is that the only thing they do here is driver's side all the way down, auto down, but as far as rolling them up, it's all manual. You have to hold them. This should be standard for all four. It's a very simple thing to do. It should be standard across the entire line of trim levels. Seeing again here, we have the blue stitching carried again throughout the interior on the seats. We have the nice fabric here, again with some cool indentations right within the fabric. It runs down, of course, through the whole seat. On this one, we have, of course, we can move up like that, down like that, and then this adjusts the back. Okay. Right here we have our lighting controls for the instrument cluster, the brightness there. Auto stop start off button, thankfully that exists. Lane keep assist right here, traction control off obviously. Now as we step on the interior here, we will notice this actually is a very nice leather wrapped steering wheel. As far as quality goes, for leather wrapped steering wheels in this class, this is very good. It's very soft, very smooth to the touch. It also looks good as well. So that's definitely something to appreciate about this Kia vehicle. Now as far as the key goes, this is what it looks like right here. We have the Kia badge on this side, plain on the other side. Opens up like that. We have lock right here. Unlock, panic. So I think it's a nice way to make a key look, cool as far as that goes, and with having everything on the side here. It looks pretty neat. Now I actually really like this 3-spoke steering wheel design. It's a little bit sportier than having, a larger wheel. Again, it fits the personality of this vehicle. Now we need to have some nice touches here as far as the metal accented switches for the volume controls, as well as the skip as far as the stereo goes right here. Again, same with here. This side we do cruise control over here. Now these buttons right here correlate to this screen. We have a couple different very simple pages. As you guys can see right here, we have very simple miles per hour display. Shows our drive mode, transmission temperature, fuel economy is an average accumulated info and drive info for this drive. We can also check out and see how the power is being distributed amongst the all-wheel drive system as we're driving down the road with this screen right here. Tire pressure we have to drive to display that. Then this shows the different safety features and systems that we have active at the moment. And then we have a settings panel as well. Gauge, very simple gauges. Obviously red needles, black accents. Nothing crazy here to see really. They're crisp, they're clear as far as the font goes, but other than that, nothing crazy. I believe there is an optional digital gauge display on the highest trim level model. But then, as you guys can see here, we'll go ahead and step over to the Multimedia System. It's a 10.2-inch display. Good functionality, nothing crazy. Again, what this is basically really nice for is to connect, your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Nice screen size for that, very responsive as well. We also have HD radio, which is obviously a nice feature to have around town. Wanting to listen to the radio. Obviously, a lot of times we'll connect our Bluetooth, but again, nice feature to have anyway. As far as the bass sound system goes in this car, it sounds pretty good. It's better than some of the bass Kias used to be as far as the sound system goes. However, if you love audio, I would recommend getting the Bose. I believe it's a 9-speaker optional sound system, which is very good. Right here we have very tactile buttons. We only have 3. This can obviously skip and seek tracks, right? We have the setup button there for setting up things within this menu. We can go in the sound systems, adjust a few things, but as you guys can see, it's a pretty quick response, so that's good. This is the home screen right here. Again, we can quickly access all of the main functions right here very easily. Shows different drive info for this drive, idle time, shows your speed distribution, acceleration, and deacceleration percentages, just in case you want to get real technical and check that out. Then over here we have our volume knob right here. We also have our tuning knob right here. It's very easy to tune with this because, as you can see, you can quickly skip around in stations, unlike some vehicles where you have to actually press a button each individual time you want to change, like for instance through one. It can take a long time to do that versus just having this nice knob right here. We can quickly go to the station that we want. As far as interior goes at this budget level, Kia's done a very good job, and they've always done an excellent job as far as making the interior a higher quality than than the price tag goes. Now, again, as far as competition in this segment, this car is at the top of the list as far as all things are considered, but especially the interior. Now, as you guys can see right here, we have this two-tone sort of plastic going on throughout the inside. I really love it, actually. I've had a lot of people compliment it. Right here we have this nice blue touch here. Again, it runs all the way through the center front dashboard. Then up here, we have your more standard plastic. It's a little bit of a harder plastic, which is to be expected. And then again, as far as we have sort of this theme going, right? We have the blue stitching within the seats, the side door panels. We have this nice blue piece here as well. So a nice theme going throughout. It gives the car, again, a little bit more of a personality than it was just all to be the same. Again, we also have some nice shapes going here. Check this out, right? So it's kind of a nice, cool wave right there. We have this air vent here, which kind of slopes down to the side, kind of, again, like the rest of the front dash. We have some nice trim accents here on the vents. We have this nice silver accenting here, right there. These are manual, obviously, open, close through that function right there. Coming down the center, we have our very simple, straightforward air controls. It's much like you'd actually find on a Volkswagen as far as the dials go. Very simple stuff, recirculation, 4 different speeds, max AC forces, obviously, the air circulation. Interior, we have, of course, the different levels of where we can, force the air out of. Very simple stuff. That's our center lock right there. As you guys can see, the buttons for that right there. Heated seats for the front and passenger, and hill descent control as well. Again, with that 7.2 inches of ground clearance and as much power as this car does offer, you actually can do a little bit of light off-roading without any problems whatsoever. The shifter's also wrapped in leather. We also have this nice metal accenting here on the shifter. It gives it a higher end upscale feeling. we have this cool design point right here, something to hold on to, if you are, doing some real off-roading and your passenger needs to hang on. USB right here, 2 different 12-volt connections, so you can have your phone plugged in and your passengers charging at the same time, which is a nice feature. Again, plug it in right here, you get Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, not a problem. Different drive modes, we have 3 different drive modes. They are displayed here on the center screen. We have Sport, Smart, and Normal. Again, Sport's pretty self-explanatory, ups the throttle response a little bit. Gives us a little bit of a more sensitive steering feel. Nice little things like that. Again, this car is actually sportier than it seems because of that 1500 RPMs maximum torque. It comes in at just 1500 RPMs. I'm really impressed with the peppiness of this engine, as well as the handling. And a lot of reviewers have also mentioned this car actually, as far as handling goes, it's actually very impressive. I like the steering wheel design, nice 3-spoke, sportier design, very bold as far as the different colors are concerned. I actually really like this 3-spoke steering wheel design. It's actually pretty sporty. And we even have these nice touches as far as the buttons go. Right? So we have the cruise control here. We have the help as far as steering. The Kia Seltos is a nice little vehicle for getting around town. It's a great little SUV if you need to haul a few things around. Maybe you have a family, a couple of people to haul around, and you want to stay obviously in that affordable price range. This is an excellent vehicle to choose. Now feel free to check out the description below for more information on the Kia Seltos, pricing information, as well as the different engine options available and trim levels. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get to them. Take care.